All right, welcome back to another episode of Game Crafters. We are recording this early, and I am very tired. But I finished some things off early, and I'm waiting to do something Saturday with some time to spare, in hopes of polls and whatnot to maybe get some last minute votes in for this series that I'm doing. Anyways, I am going to be building more zone bits and pieces today. And I'm doing it now because why not? Just get everything I need to get done with within the time frame I need to get done with it in. And the only reason why I'm not going out of my way to do Pac-Man World 2 Repack or Borderlands, because those are like uncertain things. We don't know if we're going to be able to get through it in less than an hour. Like freaking hell, last Borderlands episode we nearly died to the stupid fucking Guardians if it wasn't for the fact that I somehow clutched and remembered that Moxie gave me a new gun that was actually just, a lifesaver in killing aliens. Who would have thought that an alien gun would be the perfect weapon to kill aliens with, Of course, I had forgotten that I had that, but hey, I at least remembered that those are like naturally electric based, so it worked. Doesn't matter, it worked. I don't think there's going to be anything like that in the next arena we're going in, but you can never be too sure. For obvious reasons, you can never be too sure, so it's better to be safe than sorry. Anyways, the point I'm trying to get across here is, well, that is uncertain, and also we're going into the volcano level for Pac-Man World 2 Repack with time trials, so I haven't the foggiest clue how that's gonna go. And for obvious reasons, too. A lot of people are saying that the time trials is like harder than Crash Bandicoot's time trials and Insane Trilogy. Christ. But I haven't experienced that yet. I mean, yeah, sure, the first level in the Boing Woods, the treetops was like a little tricky if you didn't like notice that you could just skip a large section of it. Which I got lucky in fucking up trying to get that balloon, and I saw the cliffside, and I'm like, could possible, and then it worked. It just worked. And of course, the boss there was just like, figuring out the method to deal damage early, just like the other boss. Of course, then we had Pinky. She was pretty easy. Probably the easiest boss to get gold time trial on, if I do say so. And also, despite the flub ups from the stupid rams throughout the first level, we did manage to get gold pretty easily on those. Now, I have no clue how different it's going to be for the volcano or the other ones. Those might be where things get a pain in the ass. Who knows? But so far, they haven't been too bad. Comparing it to Croc, at least. Croc's time trials, on the other hand, though, I utilized the hover jump glitch for like most of the half of the time trials. And when I say most, I mean like I tried to learn how to do it in the second island a little bit, which did help out for one level. The secret first level, if you've played Croc, you know what I'm talking about. And then I kind of just went on ahead and, got better at using it throughout the course of everything. Made most of the desert level pretty easy. So on and so forth until eventually, boom. We got all the platinums we needed. I would say the hardest one was that one snow level. I can't remember where it was, but the time was like 1 minute and 16 seconds or so. Meanwhile, I guess the best way to describe the level is, here's. I'll do it like this. Here's Croc's. Doing this mirrored is going to be annoying. Here's Croc's starting point, and there's this pit with things you jump down, but you can also go this way, because that's the direction that goes in. A ramp going down there, still on the ramp, and then boom, Gooba, Legend of the Gobbo door. So if you could figure out what level that is, then kudos to you. You remember Croc, which couldn't have been that long ago since we started that, right? That's a good question. I don't know. Was Croc before Painkillers or after Painkillers? I know we went back to doing Croc to try to get the time trial stuff completed. So that's probably why that would be more familiar to some of y'all's. I think we did do Croc before Painkillers, and then we did it again after Painkillers to get the time trial stuff dealt with. I'm pretty sure, at least. Or did I do it here on Monday? I have no recollection. Like, at some point we decided to stop doing Sonic Adventures 2 in favor of right now doing Pac-Man World 2 Repack. I think we've decided on that, or I've decided on that decision. I don't know why I keep dragging y'alls into it. You're not the one who made the decision, but you're sure as hell being implicated in it, so yeah. Anyways, as I was saying, the decision was made to forgo Sonic Adventures 2 in order to be able to play Pac-Man World 2 Repack, which I've been enjoying so far. Not sure how long I'm going to enjoy it if the time trials are supposedly going to become asinine, but, we'll deal with that when we get to it. I say we've been doing pretty good despite not having played some of these levels in a while. I mean, it makes sense, right? Haven't played these levels in a long while. But that's just how it goes. Anyway. So yeah, for the most part, that is what we have going on there. I think I don't know how much longer we have in Borderlands. It can't be that much longer until we have gotten to the end of that. And for that matter, I should say, I am working on the thumbnail for that. It's getting quite close to being done. I don't know how long it's going to take for it to be done, but it's getting there. Slowly but surely, it is indeed getting there. Which means that soon enough, we will have that ready and raring to go for when the time comes for us to start playing that in place of 1, of course. Whoops. It makes sense, It makes a lot of sense. But, yeah. So, God, I don't know. I've got nothing to say. I'm so freaking tired. I'm so tired that I was woken up by my 4th alarm. I got 3 alarms on my phone by default, but then I have an analog alarm clock, and that's like the epitone final alarm that plays before my body's like, oh God, I'm awake. And then I have to get up and do shit, despite being very tired. It didn't help that I struggled to get sleep the night prior. Like, I just could not get to sleep for some reason. It also didn't help that I was trying to, well, not trying. For some reason, when I finished the warp room, I figured, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go on ahead and do one warp room 100% fully in Crash 2, which is very easy to do because once you've collected everything in there, relics included if you want to just go for Sapphire or anything like that, doesn't exactly matter. Then all you gotta do is just go into the 7th level, go through the secret area there to get to Snow Go, and then boom. That was pretty much it. And then when I was going to check to see how, like, where all the gems are throughout the course of the warp room, my brain was like, you know what? I have at least one platinum here in the Crash Dash level, and I got a gold in the what you call it, the Hang 8 level. I'm sure I can get platinum in Hang 8 at least. And then I did, pretty easily. Then I attempted Turtle Woods. That was annoying, but I managed. Then I attempted the Pits. That was also annoying, but I managed. Then I attempted Snow Go. Fuck that. And that's where I just gave up because I just did not want to deal with that. Then I worked on Sergeant Warren, which, by the way, I finished that. I got such a huge head start. Look, it's not even February yet, and I've got 2 drawings done with. I've got 1 cover updated for the series that's currently going on DeviantArt, and I will at least have half of... That's not what I wanted. And I will at least have half of the characters probably drawn in outline for the next episode. And, of course, when that occurs, then that means that the votes right now is pretty heavily in favor of Yuri over Adela. The only ones that could possibly change is Allison over Claire. Which, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think we're going to get any more votes coming in within, like, the span of technically 2 days. So, yeah, I'm pretty confident that Allison won. Spoilers, by the way. But if you've already made your votes and you've seen it, you already know who won. Though I guess at this point it wouldn't really matter that much because by the time the episode comes out, it's going to already be out. So not really a spoilers if the episode's already out now. And not many people who watch my YouTube channel probably even pays attention to that. So, I guess pointless spoilers, but spoilers nonetheless. It is nice, though, seeing the tournament board progress. I would like to see a lot more votes, though. We don't get a lot of votes. It feels like interactions on that site are constantly going down, and it's a shame that that's the case. I don't know why that's the case, but, it is what it is. Not a lot of good art sites people can go to, especially people like me who have, like, a mix of almost everything. And draws both safe for work and not safe for work stuff that's, I guess, technically not safe for work, but also it's like, well, I guess it depends on what you're reading and looking at. It's still kind of not safe for work, so, it just depends on the severity of it. Is it lustful horrors severe, or, like, any of the series heavily involving Tammy? Which so far there's only 2. Or, the, what do you call it, Adventurous Army, or Laughter Academy. So, still considered not safe for work. But that's just how it is. You could also be looking at criteria or the warp room. Though, depending on what region you're looking at in criteria, it's definitely not safe for work. Let me tell you, the Necros Tumulus, definitely not safe for anybody. That place is full of a whole bunch of death and destruction and decay. There's multiple versions of not safe for work. Many different versions. And I have at least 2. Reginald's mock break cases will definitely be considered one that's not safe for work, with the amount of abominations and creatures and entities and whatnot. Terrible, sir. Terrible, simply. Okay, so I made a mistake in that one department, but the fix that we're going to make here is obvious. We're just going to have the mountain go up more here. Why do we not have the mountain go up any further here? The idea here is that when we make the frozen top, it's going to basically just go off of this. Now, I don't know if it's going to like continue to go upwards and then curve a little bit. I don't think it does that here. Like here, I could probably show the frozen top zone here. Okay, it goes over this a little, at the very least. But when we make the zone here, like the most important aspect is the fact that most of this zone, I say, as the computer lags out because it's struggling and doing not good. Sentiments to say no. But yeah, that is kind of what we have. Can you believe I'm still congested? Not really sick so much anymore, but still congested. Also, can you believe there's apparently another snowstorm? Me saying this when it probably has already passed. Because here's the date. That's where it is. Snowstorm apparently coming this weekend. Don't know what's going to happen here. I mean, it's a snowstorm, obviously. How bad is it going to be, though? I have no clue. But it probably isn't going to be good. Like, let's be real here. Snowstorm, not good, especially for those who have to shovel consistently. The last time I had to shovel parts of my car out from behind, but I had to wait on a shovel to arrive before I could do that. I will say all of that did give me a bit more time to work on stuff at the cost of my sick days, which is unfortunate, but, you know, better to still get paid than to get a point because you have no sick days left to use. At least that's what my place does. I don't know if... Oh, no. What are you doing? I don't know if that's the same for everyone else. Yeah, sick days, they're pretty valuable. They're pretty useful, I must say. Right, Boosh? Who's going berserk? Mountains continuing the climb. I haven't the foggiest clue how thick I want to make this. I think most of this should be fine. God, look at this massive. In comparison to the other zones, this one is definitely way more massive. I mean, we're nearly at 500. 400. 500 would be insane. But we are nearly to that level. 51. It is generally insane just how big. And this isn't even the biggest zone either. And the funny thing is, there's like some parts of the zone that I don't even really need to keep in there. It's mostly just there to exist. Like, hell, there's probably some parts I can probably, like, get rid of, maybe. Actually, I haven't the foggiest clue. I don't know if that's the case. Okay, so this is basically working off the assumption that this is how tall that one zone is going to be, the frozen top. I mean, the frozen tops is supposed to be like on top of a mountaintop, right? So this should theoretically be bigger. Like the way I see it, you know, here is the icy peaks. It goes up a little bit until it like reaches probably around like this length. And then it continues going into a certain area, which continues to go up and up until maybe it's got to be at least higher than this mountainside. So maybe about like right where this would be. No clue. There's still so much work. This is just the third zone out of 35. And the only smallest zone here is the one that's located underneath this area here. Needless to say, I have my work cut out for me with this, and I still have so many thumbnails, and I still got Nova Guardian's cover to worry about. Right now, my main concern is thumbnail. I get thumbnail done with, and then I can work on next thumbnail, which is Minecraft's thumbnail. I don't know how long it's going to take for me to get through Subnautica. I have formulated a plan for that series, and that plan is to build a base, essentially, not a home. The home is like the biggest part and has everything in it, and is like our home base where we go to be safe and whatnot. A base is an area far from home that's used for like preparing ourselves for certain parts of an area. Like, okay, all of this is fucking on. Jesus Christ. So what I'm trying to say here is we're going to be building a base in pretty much every dangerous zone. That one wasn't. Oh, god damn it. It's fine. I'll just grab this, turn it 6, and boom. Anyways, as I was saying, our objective is to build a base within every potentially dangerous region. And by that, I mean we have already one in the dunes. I have plans on building one in the mountains. And I have plans on building one in the Crass Zone, preferably the Crass Mesa, which is apparently the safest part of the Crass Zone. And, well, it does have a Leviathan there. The whole point of building these bases is to be near the Leviathans, to examine them and scan them and figure out where the fuck they are. And then, of course, I think I'm planning on building a base in the Grand Reef to mark the location of the Lost River. I'm going to build a Lost River base near the Ghost Leviathan. And I am going to build a lava cave base near the entrance to the lava lake, I think it's called. And of course, I most likely am going to build a base in the northern blood kelps. Now, these aren't all going to look the same. I already got an idea in mind with the mountains that we utilize like a large room, maybe 2 stacked on top of each other, and utilizing 2 scanners so we can get like 2 different items to, be scanned. I'm pretty sure you can do that. I feel like you should be able to do that at the cost of power, obviously. And the only reason why I haven't really bothered doing that in the dunes, even though it would probably be a good idea to do that, is, I don't know, I guess just mainly for the fact that we don't really have too much in the way of power. Like, yeah, we got thermal vents, bioreactor, but I feel like if we're doing something like that, we need nuclear reactor because we'll have a lot more power and we'll probably generate it a lot more quickly. And if there's heat vents in the mountains, we could probably get like double power there and triple power if we have a bioreactor as well. And solar panel power? Son of a bitch. I thought I duplicated you. Son of a bitch. It's fine. Anyways, we have a plan in mind. That's our plan. I think it's a pretty good plan. It prolongs the series. It gets us into Reaper infested territory, so we have more, excitement. And on top of that, we get to build mini bases and decorate them and make them in various ways. That's the most fun part. I suppose my reasons for wanting to make a Dunes base was because apparently those dangerous regions fucked up my saying of the thing. I don't know what I did something stupid. Anyways, as I was saying, those regions are resource intensive. So going into them to get a whole bunch of resources, that seems like a good idea. Not gonna line, it seems like a smart idea to want to go to those places to get all of the resources that we ever could want, like that. So yeah, good plans all around. Plus, I'd be curious to see what all of the bases are going to look like when we have done all that we can do in them. Building them in these regions with new looks, new environments. Like you go into the dunes and the dunes base thing, and it's like this cool looking area with a Reaper just outside. It's new places, basically. You know me in building. If you've been with me on this channel for any given amount of time, you have seen the vast amounts of building that I have done throughout the course of this channel. I am a builder. And, while I did say in the past that was kind of like the anti-Captain Sparkles in the sense that I am not really a car person. I build, I swear like a sailor, ya cunt maggot. And, of course, creativity and whatnot. Well, I did say that in the past. I will say, having watched his recent Hightail series, he made a pretty good-looking base. He actually tried there. He actually did try. I haven't watched it past, episode 7, I think, but nursing it, basically, is what I've been doing. Yeah, episode 7 is what we are currently on. It's fine. Wanted to press Alt. Also, am I able to showcase the thing? No. At least not here. I don't really want to press more. I don't know if it's going to show you stuff and YouTube will be angry. I'm thinking that YouTube be angry. But like I said before in the past, they got angry at me having Subscribe Star Adult linked. Makes no sense if you ask me. Thankfully, that's been resolved long ago. I still don't think it makes sense. Who am I to hide that side of me who likes to create those kinds of things? So, yeah. I wanted to at least show you what the cover was at that point in time for the series that I've been working on. Hell, I don't even know why I'm trying to be cagey with the name, since there's no reason for them to think, oh, tickling? That's definitely not safe for work. And be like, boom, angry. I say angry, but we barely have any subscribers. We're probably not on any radar that would, warrant them to, look at stuff and be very decisive on, determining monetization and whatnot, because I am nowhere near monetization. I've got many videos, no monetization, barely any subscribers. No monetization. We're basically just doing this for the hell of it. A hobby, if you will. As I've said before, YouTube has basically just been an excuse so far to be able to play games I don't necessarily have time for. Which, you know, of course, that's how that goes. But, you know, aside from that, like, at first I was like, maybe I can attempt to get somewhere with this. But, you know, at some point I realized that's probably not going to happen. So I'll just do what I have always been doing. Fake it till I make it. Act like it's a professional thing. And keep at it. And then keep at it. And nothing will happen. It's unfortunate that nothing will happen. But, you know, that's just what we expected. That's the thing to always expect when it comes to making YouTube videos and having a channel and whatnot. Never expect anything to succeed the way that it has for others in the past. Because you're not going to be that lucky few to make it there. Or especially not me, with me not following the algorithm. Me following an algorithm? Perish the thought. I'm doing my own thing. I've always been doing my own thing. I never follow trends. That's probably been a detriment to me getting anywhere near where I need it, or at least would like to have been in the past, but now unable to because we didn't follow the algorithm. So here we are, basically just doing our own thing again, as per usual. And so on and so forth. I don't know why whatever, it's fine. Because I don't know why I copied all this. We're not making mountains here, I don't think. I think this is... Yeah, this goes up in here. I think... Okay, no. The mountains do occur here. There has to be a mountain here, at least. It's just not here. Not yet. Anyways. Now, also, there is the fact that I don't edit any of these videos. Me not editing videos probably doesn't, like, do me any favors. Hell, I don't even know how much I would do in the editing department if I were to do the whole, you know, Game Grumps parody thing where I go on ahead and play Mario 64 for like 10 minutes an episode and do it daily and whatnot. Basically just gotta spend like, what, an hour and possibly an hour and a half because of, you know, the upload stuff and time and whatnot. Possibly. The only reason for doing that is just to have another game to play. And having it be Mario related. Which I imagine is fine. I'm even thinking of a funny, like, you know, jingle with the ROTC cat if I, you know, ever wanted to have that be, what do you call it? God, what the fuck was it called again? Model of an ROTC cat. Basically called... What was it again? I was bouncing around Gamer Cat, but I feel like that would be too close to Game Grumps. I would try to do the cat voice right now, but throat not in state right now to do that. Well, to some extent. I feel my Adam's apple more prominently right now, which means I'm in deep voice mode. Ooh. I'm not at the high-pitched one. The one where it's like, you know, I guess you could barely feel the Adam's apple there. To some extent. That's the one where you can do the higher pitched voices easily. No clue where the cat's at right now, but you know, she's somewhere. She's somewhere. Yeah, she is. Also, I don't know why I'm trying to do that. I could probably just do this and that's the wrong direction. Again, I still need an adapter to actually be able to connect the switch to here. Or, I don't know, get a ROM or something. Would a ROM be better? However, I think I don't need a capture card, but I think capture card is literally just putting plugging in it into the laptop and then, oh god, you can't keep thoughts straight. Putting the HDMI into this, because I don't think this has an HDMI port. It would be great if I had an actual PC, though. Like, the laptop's great and all, but having an actual PC would be a million times. Wait a minute. I'm an idiot. I forgot this is not what this is supposed to be. Fuck. Okay, hold on. I completely forgot. There's a hole here, as you can clearly see. And this hole goes here and then in this direction. So I gotta redo this again. Because I forgot about this tidbit. This is something that cannot be changed. This has to be this. Well, okay, hold on. Before I do that. No, you idiot. Alright, good, great, fantastic. I'm redoing the same grid space again, because I fucking forgot that this is not supposed to be, you know, the direction that it is. As a matter of fact, I have a very specific thing I want this to look like. A very specific way I want this to look like. I said 9, you fool. Though probably should have a 7 in here as well. There's the center. Alright, great, fantastic. Keep track of the center. No, you idiot. You Damasatron. It's fine. Everything is fine. I'm just very tired. This is such a very common occurrence here. But you know, me getting this done with right here and right now is ideal in general. I mean, of course it's ideal. This is the one series I end up not recording on the Fridays that I record. Having to record it like either on a Sunday if I can make the time for it, or, annoyingly enough, on a Tuesday. It does become very annoying. I don't know why the hell I just can't get my ass into gear to work on this. Because it's like I got other things to do too, you know? Other things that are also pretty important. I mean, we do have a huge head start in February right now in terms of drawings. Like a pretty big head start, I must say. And it's good to have a head start. Like, not gonna lie, it is actually really nice to finally get a head start. A 3 drawing head start into a 28-day month. when you make 12 drawings a month, essentially, is just a nice feeling. I don't know, that's the wrong direction. I don't know how else to really describe it other than it's just being, nice. Without sounding like a broken record. It's just nice. So yeah, I am pretty happy that I have caught up on stuff. Couldn't have gone any better than it has right here, right now. Fuck. Oh, no, that one is fine there, but this is going to have to be 4. If we don't want this overstepping its boundary. There, that's much better. It's a bit more... For fuck's sakes. It's a bit more work, but that's fine. We have the time. And getting this thing uploaded does not take a lot of time compared to other things. So I'll be done with this and probably in bed before I know it. Laying in bed, though, for like an hour until I decide to go to sleep. Relatable. Ooh. No, it's not healthy. I want to at least be somewhat awake for when I take on the volcano levels time trial. I remember volcanoes just being a huge pain in the ass, so if the time trials are anything to go off of, that sentiment is probably still going to carry over in the remake. Because, volcano level, tough. Tough indeed. Like, even in the remake, there are some aspects of the volcano level that are kind of just ass. I think you know which ones I'm talking about. Yeah. Those ones. So, I guess I'm just gonna have to wait and see how it's all gonna play out. All I know is that that's gonna be a challenge. The entirety of the volcano levels time trials, it's gotta be a challenge, right? First of all, it wouldn't make any sense for it to not be challenging time trials. Though they are technically required for 100% across the board and achievements. It's not like with Crash Bandicoot where there's no achievements for getting all platinum relics. It's just a personal objective. Though Croc was in the same boat, though there was an achievement for getting 5 platinum tokens, whatever the hell they called it in Croc. But no, Pac-Man, you gotta get all gold. And on top of that, it's necessary to be able to get the gold crowns, I believe. Which is fine, I think, I hope. We got through Croc doing it. Oh yeah, I forgot. I said that one toughest level was the one in the snow level. I think it was like, what was it? The 3rd level it was maybe something around that line. Ugh. It's getting so goddamn tired. Speaking hard to do. So, anyways, yeah. The hardest one was the fucking Baron Dante fight in the castle. That one, my god, that one sucked ass. There was no amount of hover jumping I could have done to have saved me enough time. I literally had to just what's the word I'm looking for? Perfect the run. Literally frame perfect hits on the stupid boss's body. Not going too close where he thinks he attacked you, even though he clearly fucking didn't. Can't imagine what the experience is going to be like doing the rest of the boss fights in this mode. From what I've read, and at least from somebody who had complaints, apparently the whale is going to be a pain in the ass. I don't know how much of a pain. I can't imagine it'll be too big of a pain, especially since, well, I know the rolling tactics, and I should be using that as often as I can. Okay, I was confused. Unless this is actually still 2. I think this is still 2. Okay, what are you? What the hell are you? Are you 2? Are you 1? Yeah, no, you are 1. I just keep... I don't know what the hell... What the hell? I don't know. I'm just tired, man. I'm so tired. I want to just... Oh, God, we're lagging again. Stop it, you stupid fucking computer. So annoying. It's fine. We're just going to keep at it until we're done. Why am I doing this? This is going to be this. Let's save some space here. As I stutter around a whole bunch trying to stay awake. I might have something in mind for this, but I'm going to probably have to revise this a tad bit to make it work. Because right now I'm too tired to figure out the logistics. I'm just going to get a baseline going. And this baseline we can use to try to, like, figure out how this is going to go. How this is going to get together, come together, and so on and so forth. Like, I have an idea. I just don't know how to do the execution right now. Okay. I completely am spent on topics. What more to say? Other than more progress talk? I'm going to become a broken record if I keep talking about progress. I don't know what else to talk about right now. I've said pretty much everything that needed to be said at the moment, so there's nothing new to talk about in that department, I suppose. Not like there was much to talk about to begin with. I mean, yeah, the amount of progress that I've made with my drawings is good, but I've already said that. Again, broken record time. Oh, I guess I really don't have much more to add on to the conversation. I mean, what more can I say? I did it again. Also, I don't think this is going to go that far, but, 21, move it to the edge. Yeah, that's good. That's great, I think. I don't know. God, I want to just go to sleep. I'm expending so much brain power trying to figure out things to talk about, but I have nothing. I'm literally blanked. I'm completely spent. Oh, the spent that I am. Trying to get to sleep early would help so friggin' much if I could just do that. But I'm just unable to. Entirely unable to. I wouldn't say it's insomnia, though I think I've had bouts of it. It's not most critical levels of insomnia. What would insomnia be? Like, you get an adrenaline rush, you can feel your heart pounding as you're trying to sleep, your head's racing with a whole bunch of thoughts, thinking about stuff. You're trying to shut it off, but it won't shut the fuck off. Is that insomnia? Or is that something else? Sleep should not be so fucking difficult. It's baffling how sleep can just be so difficult to achieve. There are some people who could just go to sleep like, but not me. Not me, unfortunately. I wish that was me. I wish that was me a lot. I imagine some people wished that was them. I don't blame them. I just see that one skid in American Dad with, oh boy, that's the napping booth. It's her, oh boy, they brought back the napping booth. Or was it like slumped over? I don't remember what positions he was in. Was he slumped over, head up, mouth open, ready to receive some Z's? God. Or was he slumped down, mouth probably still open, still ready to receive some Z's? Yeez. No clue. Don't remember. And I shall invoke, of course, my too tired to remember line. You all know my famous catchphrase, too tired to remember. Because it is. It is. I'm too tired to remember. It's a perfect defense. I'm sorry, officer. I'm too tired to remember. I don't remember killing that man. Too tired to remember it. I have no recollection, no memory whatsoever. And everybody is like, you know what? Innocent. Perfect. Flawless defense. Works every time, most of the time. I guess it depends on the crime. If the judge finds you hilarious in your ability to do it and you've done something like stole a single piece of Tic Tac, he'll be like, all right, you're free to go. You just made his day. You just made everybody's day. You basically wasted their jury duty on something that literally took like a second. And all you gotta do is pay a nickel. Because pennies don't exist anymore. Like, oh, that's easy enough here, Judge, a nickel. That just so happened to have in my pocket. That's a good way to pretty much help people out with their lengthy ass jury duty, and I'm assuming that they don't have to do another one, because that would be kind of bullshit if they did. You already did the one case, you shouldn't be doing another one. How much time is left? There's 5 minutes left. Also, I cracked my goddamn... Oh, God. It's fine. Freaking... Now it looks jagged. Whatever. I'll deal with it later. How much space is left? We're almost done with this part, by the way. Here's where we're at right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But it's all cliffs. That's what it is. It's all cliffs. Oh, for the love of all that is unholy, tell me I did something here. Wait, no. It still works for this. Never mind, we're good. I think. This is where we're going to have the frozen top piece come into play to cover up the rest of this. We might have to do the same thing with the frozen tops here, all things considered. Of course, we could also just expand upon this, but I don't know. Just so much mountaintops to have to make here. And I think the idea with this was to basically just have the the lava canyon there be there, right? All right. Okay. Well, brain is completely checked out. At some point, I want to try to get this level made so I can have at least some secrets. So that maybe next episode I can work on that. I'm going to have to start working on these levels when I'm done with this. Oh, okay, no, there's still the prefabs. There's still the making of stuff like this zone decorations. And then, of course, littering the stage with enemies and whatnot. Man, if you were to just look at... The thing is, like, it goes into the next area, so nothing has really, like, changed in that department. I don't know. I'm tired. I'm calling it there. We did good progress. We made some zone grid spaces. So thank you all for watching today's episode of Game Crafters. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, subscribe for more, check out their playlist, and of course, today's episode of Game Crafters right over here, and the most recent episode of Subnautica right over here, where I think we're still working on Dunes. I don't know, I haven't recorded that yet. You'll just have to see what happens there. Anyways, thank you all for watching. I'll see you all in the next episode. Later.